Hey guys! Today I have a different kind of piece because for once we're not flipping a piece of furniture to sell. This piece is going to be for me. Check it out, Mama Changing Table.
What? Is there something you're not telling me?
Heck no! 3 teenagers have made sure that we're good to go. So instead...
Thank goodness.
So instead, we're going to be turning this changing table into my garage workbench station, which is going to house my miter saw and also my Craig jig. Well, this piece already came pretty clean, and I need to make a lot of changes to it before we're even ready for paint. So we're starting out with my favorite smelling Bondo.
Oh no, not the Bondo fumes.
I swear I am getting stupider, so maybe I should always wear a mask when I use Bondo from now on. So we're going to be using Bondo to fill in these decorative lines. There's nothing wrong with these, but I want to give this piece an apothecary look because it's going to be storing all my tools, and I want to be able to label what's in each drawer. Can't really keep that apothecary look with these decorative thin lines, so we're just going to fill those up. I eventually gave up on the popsicle stick and started using my finger. Do not do this at home. A, it leaves your fingers feeling like sap is stuck to them even after you've washed them multiple times. And B, some of the Bondos actually cause a burning sensation. This version doesn't. But still, don't recommend this because it's obviously toxic.
Here's a quick tip. You can use any painter's tape on your drawers after you remove the handles. That way you can easily slide them in and out.
Have you ever seen a double drawer like this? I've never seen this, and it seems incredibly awkward and not very functional. Kind of hard to reach that bottom drawer. So we're gonna pry off this front and maybe turn it into a cabinet door.
You're gonna ruin it with that sledgehammer.
It's a rubber mallet, it's fine. What garage workstation would be complete without rolling wheels?
Rollin', rollin', rollin'.
I ended up going with heavy-duty 4-inch caster wheels for this piece because I imagine with all the storage in here, this piece is going to end up pretty heavy.
Dani, something doesn't look right. What are you doing?
For some reason, this is getting really hard to screw in. And I'm beginning to sense a problem. Why don't we put in some new holes? Okay, that first try was just too high. My ratchet couldn't quite get all the way around where it was, so we're gonna move it down. Alright, so it's officially screwed in now, but until I finished all 4 wheels, I didn't notice what else I had done wrong. Can you guys figure it out?
Oh crap.
They cannot spin all the way around because the skirt's too long and I put them too close to the edge, so it moves very awkwardly. Still not sure if I should fix this. I still haven't, but watching this video is kind of convincing me I should probably redo them. With my newfound confidence in routing, I am going to attempt an exciting routing project with this piece to give it that apothecary look, because I want it to look like multiple drawers. So we're going to measure these individual faux drawers out so we know exactly what our lines are for routing. And if you guys haven't seen our latest routing video, that was a couple videos ago, our anthropology dupe project. So I'll link that right here in the top right corner if you want to check that out.
Dani, what's up with the wood and the clamps?
This isn't a hand-carved piece that I can just go willy-nilly anywhere I want. Because we're just going, hopefully, in a complete straight line, so I clamped a guide board to each drawer so I could just push the router and glide it against that board so I can end up with a nice straight line. Although this wasn't always perfect because, man, this laminate was tough. So I had to push slowly using all my muscles and pull back slowly and go over it a few times. And I was going so slow. If you look closely, you might even be able to see smoke and burn marks where I'm routing. Which is fine. We can sand those down and we're going to cover it in paint anyways. The squiggles. That just kind of happens if you aren't pressing really hard against your guide board. I just had a lot going against me, and if I was selling this for somebody else, I'd probably still be working on this piece. But sometimes you just have to be like, yep, I can sand that and make it look decent. The day after I started working on my miter saw station, my daughter and I went driving around the neighborhood because it was bulk pickup week. We only have this once every few months, and it's when everyone sets garbage they don't want anymore out on the side of the road. And check out this cheap kitchen island that was just sitting there for the taking. It may not be perfect quality, but I know I can also use this to extend my workbench area and extra storage in the garage. I was glad that all the pieces were in fact there. All it takes is a little bit of wood glue and clamping, and this drawer is back to new. We just want to take a moment to say thank you so much for being part of our second Chance Ohana. The fact that you guys are here, that you're watching our videos, that you comment, that you're even subscribed to us just means the world to us. Honestly, I'd love to know if you guys have any tips or tricks for keeping your workstations organized. These doors are on swivel hinges, which actually made it pretty easy to remove them and to swap what side they were on, because I actually like the inside of these doors more than the outside. So now we have the inside modern shaker style facing out for everyone to see, while that 90s old school look is hidden on the inside.
Boy, that was a mouthful. Can you say that again?
No thanks. As you would expect, a piece found by the side of the road, every little bit of this needed some repair, including the top. It was splitting, I think it was installed incorrectly. nothing Second Chance Ohana can't fix. So we're just gonna whip it into shape and clamp it and glue it back together.
You go, girl.
Woo woo! Alright, I changed my mind about this double drawer. The plan was just to make it a shelf and turn that drawer front into a cabinet door. After we drilled in those wheels, those nuts and bolts came through the bottom, meaning the shelf on the bottom wasn't really going to work. So we just need to get rid of that top drawer and saw off the back. Isn't this just going to be the most lovely top you've ever seen? This melamine? No, I'm just kidding. This is going to be our sub top because I need to raise this left side 3/4 of an inch. Why, you ask? Because I'm going to be putting my miter saw station on here, and that miter saw station is already raised, and I want, when I cut wood, for it to go flush right across the right side of this changing table as well.
So Dani, what you're saying is you're going to put a top on top of the top, which makes the top more of a subtop, but the top you put on is going to be the subtop when the top goes on.
What? I'm so confused.
Is this Bondo round 2? At least you're wearing a glove.
These island countertops are just a faux butcher block, but still real wood. So we sanded it down raw and then went ahead and stained it with a special walnut. Normally our go-to poly is a wipe-on poly for wood, but because this is going to be a high traffic workbench, I wanted to give it a really thick protective coating. Recently I discovered a new technique for putting on poly if I'm not spraying it, because if you've ever had brush strokes in your poly, it's very frustrating. So this is just an old sock that's lost its elastic. Dip it in, wipe it on, and you don't need to worry about any brush strokes. We let this dry, sanded it down with a 600 grit. Do it one more time. I really think sandpaper is one of the most useful tools when it comes to furniture refinishing. So even when that router left squiggles, that's nothing that some sandpaper couldn't smooth out. Both of these pieces are just going to be painted. There's no nice wood that we're trying to save here. So we're just going to scuff sand this shiny, slick laminate. And unfortunately, normally we scuff sand with a 120 or sometimes even a 180 if it's nice wood. This stuff is so slippery that we have to go all the way down to an 80 grit just to rough it up so our paint will stick to it.
The Return of James Bondo, Part 3.
That was a deep voice, Mom. I recently picked up this Seaside Blue by Fusion. I have 1 pint of it, but I don't think that's going to be enough for both of these projects. So in order to stretch that, I want to add some leftover blues I have. I'm going to mix the Melange one Headlight blue and the remainder of what I have of my Sherwin Williams Moscow Midnight, and it ended up equaling 2 perfectly gorgeous pints, and I'm in love with the color.
All right, it is Fuji time.
Fuji, Fuji, Fuji.
You may not know, but we recently got a new paint sprayer.
And recently, as in like 15 projects ago. It's gotten a lot of use.
It really has, but it's a Fuji sprayer and we love it. Well, Dani, I love the color. This blue is so pretty. But what the heck are you going to do with that scrap wood?
Barkley's wondering the same thing, aren't you, Barkley? Yes. So this wood I found for free during bulk pickup. It was like an art piece that was falling apart, so I ripped it all apart, pulled out the nails, and I think I'm going to do a varied size of like a herringbone pattern. And then, so that way, and I'll do it up here too, so that way we have a wood top for the workstation.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Fancy swancy.
And then I'll probably sand this down, although the colors kind of go with the blue.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll leave them, who knows?
Hey, you guys, we are just so thankful for you, and we want to point out that we do have Amazon affiliate links. When you click on those and purchase any of the products that you see in this video, we will receive a small commission on those, and it doesn't cost you guys anything extra, and that really helps out our little business. So thanks so much in advance for using those.
I'm in love with how the herringbone turned out, but it definitely needs a more finished look. So we're just gonna add some trim around the edges. I was using some 1x2s on the top piece, then I'm gonna, for the bottom, we're gonna trim these down to be about 2.5 inches deep. Just enough to cover all the top, subtops, you know. And it's gonna look amazing once it's all stained.
All right, this top for the MITER station and the top for the island are both getting stained with the Minwax penetrating stain in Special Walnut.
Wheels take 3. I told you guys, I didn't think I was actually gonna move these, but it really made it a lot less useful if I can't roll the station around my garage. So I gotta move them so they don't run into the sides or into each other. Ah, finally, it works!
Woohoo!
When you're drilling 54 holes into these drawers and you're a little bit type A, you better be using the template.
Guess what I got to do? I got to screw in 54 screws. Oh my
And you were so
gosh.
excited, Mom.
Oh.
comes the hard part, actually organizing everything in these drawers, and I am so excited about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you're inspired to create something amazing in your workshop too. And until next time, aloha!